There might be a few out there. Texas, wide open. Florida, wide open. California, wide open. And here we are coming in your backyard with 5 undisputable facts. Number 1, if anything I've told you is true, if half of what I've told you is true, it's a fact that Synergy Worldwide Nature Sunshine carries 0 debt. We're a publicly held company. You don't believe me? Look it up on the internet tonight. Look it up. $100 million in cash and assets, right? Last I looked, $35 million in cash and another $80 million in cashable assets sitting on the shelves. A company that is doing business in 60 countries and Synergy in 23. A company that has buildings better and more beautiful than the ones you're about to come see on April 23rd, which is a gorgeous building, our headquarters. We have 3 times the building in the Philippines and Hong Kong. Established buildings with general managers, marketing managers. We're there, okay? So our company, Nature Sunshine, Synergy Worldwide, is now 38 years at Nature Sunshine, 11 years at Synergy, and no debt. That's number 1 undisputable fact. Number 2, are my products world-class or are they me too? I can stand right here tonight and tell you there's never been a product more valuable, more inspirational, more studied than RH9 Plus. That product right there. Not one. Can't find it? Search it every day. Because I made a promise, and I understand what making promises is. And one thing I've never broke in 11 years is that promise, ever. I've made horrible decisions. I've ticked off a lot of people, but I've never broke a promise. Because Stephen Covey taught me that a promise is a deposit in people's emotional bank accounts. And a withdrawal from that emotional bank account can ruin your life. So I take that very serious. And let me tell you the 2 promises I made in 1999. I will never, ever be second in product development. I will be number 1. And I've stood behind it for 11 years. Before RH9 Plus, I had a technology called VID01268.MP4 that you guys all have that was better than anything out there, and I could document. Okay, that's the number 1 promise. The second promise, I'll never once deliver your check 1 minute late. You will have your check on the 15th of every single month. For 11 years, you've had the check on the 15th of the month. In the first 2 years, I was calling my mother-in-law to borrow $11,000 to make sure that happened. But today, like clockwork, 23 countries, boom, boom, boom. So those are the 2 promises I've made and kept. I've never been outside of the realm. So let's talk about this. If you're an investor out there in Wall Street, you're looking at 5 things, right? Peter Drucker talks about them. You're going to say, is this company financially solid? Yes or no? Simple. Does this company have a world-class product? Yes or no? Does this company have timing in the marketplace that makes sense? And trends that support that product? And a compensation plan that's fair and rewarding? And if you can answer yes to all those things, then I'm here to tell you today, you're sitting in the best seat you've ever sat in your life. And that's a fact. Why? Seize the moment. Peter Drucker. Seize the moment. Because if you have it all, there's nothing lacking but one thing, and that's you. You and your decisions. So tonight, number 1, are we world-class financially, yes or no? Do the research tonight, you will find out 100% unequivocally yes. Number 2, do we have world-class products? Folks, we don't even talk about 54 other products. There's a product called Age Renew at Synergy that you've never heard of. That you could walk down the beach of Waikiki and find a white pasty guy like me that's sunburned on his first day on the vacation, hand him the product, draw the melanin out, take the sting away, and make 50, 60, 70 bucks a day doing it. We don't even talk about it. We don't talk about Mystica. We don't even talk about Mystica. Mystica has been tested against every competitor we know on planet Earth with a liquid. And we blew their butts out of the water in every category. Catechins, anthocyanins, antioxidants, etc., etc., etc. So folks, we're not even talking about those products. We're talking about this product. A product that has been utilized in Dr. Joseph Prendergast's office for 19 years and enhanced since he started. A doctor at 37 years old that had the arterial elasticity and coagulation of an 80-year-old, and it scared him to death. And he went to Stanford and he met with the people, and he's seen that L-arginine works, and he utilized it in his life. And in those years, now 72, in all those years, he's now believed in it so much so that if you're a patient of his in his medical office in Palo Alto, California, you don't leave his office without that product. He's an endocrinologist. He works with 85% of his patient base diabetic. And here I have him come on board, validate 19 years of patients, Father of the Year by the American Diabetes Association. He gets up and gets his award. What's this for? We believe you've single-handedly, as a physician, changed more lives than any other physician we know. End quote. And I don't stop there. I want more validation. So I sent it off to Dr. Siva at the High Desert Institute of Cardiac Health, which is world-renowned. And if you go look him up, it's public record. He's world-renowned cardiologist, lectures all over the world, one of the top in California, and he puts purple powder to work. And he absolutely does not believe that he's going to get the results. Takes 33 patients, none of which at the beginning could walk 6 minutes on a treadmill test. Could not do it. One gentleman in particular, Angelo Sisi, who I personally met, he and his wife, could not walk from here to that wall without complete fatigue or wanting to collapse. A big-time attorney, very successful in his own right. And he went home that day and he told his wife, "Sweetheart, I love you. I'm not doing it anymore. They tell me I'm medically managed, meaning I can no longer move on. There's nothing else they can do. And I'm miserable and I want to die." Now, when you're the spouse and you hear that, it ticks you off. "You don't quit on me," is what she said. And when he said, "Honey, it's over," she begged him for 2 things. "I have not done our taxes in 30 years of marriage. Will you please show me how to do that?" Secondly, she said, "Will you tell me who you want to pray and sing at your funeral? That's all I ask." And he does. Well, they go back to the high desert and they're going to sign off, and he's going to sign off his waiver. When he gets there, Dr. Siva says, "Hey, there's one more thing I want you to try." And it was the can of pro-arginine, this one. So I want you to give this a go. And Angelo Sisi told me, quote, that he chewed that doctor out to no end. Swore, prayed it around. "You're telling me after all this, you're going to put me on the purple powder?" And it was very highly offended. But when you got your spouse there that's ticked off at you for wanting to die anyway, what do? You give it a go. Well, folks, it wasn't long. 30, 60, 90 days test, clinical test. But in 30 days, that guy's walking all over the place. He's feeling better than he's ever felt. He can breathe again, right? Then he goes over and he realizes, "I'm feeling pretty good." And Synergy's got a little convention in Salt Lake City. And I hate network marketing. I'm a lawyer. I'm going. I want to talk about it. We have him get up and say his piece. It was inspiring. There wasn't a person in the room, not including myself, that had tears running off both cheeks. He got his life back. The guy now gets up in the morning, holds his wife's hand, and goes for a 3-mile walk. Then he comes home and he starts calling his friends and neighbors because he's a Synergy distributor now. There's a guy that hated it, got his health back, and now he's a Synergy distributor. And I believe will be one of the fastest growing ever because of his personal story, right? So we have the product. And I know in this room there's testimonials that have already happened in a short 5 weeks. And I'm going to have Kahimi come up here in a minute and invite a couple of you to come up and share those stories. Because when I heard them, I thought they were staged. They're the most incredible testimonials I've ever heard. And thank God I was on the conference call where you guys couldn't see me in St. George, Utah, crying my eyes out in my truck when I heard the stories. Because they touched my life. I get up every day because of these stories. I run to work because of these stories. Now let's talk about timing in the marketplace. Folks, have we ever been in a better time to be in network marketing? Honestly, think about it for just a moment. Since the Great Depression, has there ever been a worse marketplace in our country's history? Never. Are our citizens mad and angry? Yes. Have we had real estate bubbles that were a joke? Did we have lending to guys that didn't deserve lending, that beat the system? Yes.